I think that was the worst Marvel movie I've ever seen.
I just came back from watching Captain Marvel. There's a little ticket where it's felt like, let's see how much, $17.75 worth of concession crap. Because, you know, you gotta support the movie theaters. I love going to the movies.
I spent 700 rupees in PVR IMAX to watch Captain Marvel movie. And the movie is a huge disappointment.
This movie sucked, and it was horrible, and I didn't like it, and it was bad, and I wasted money on it.
It's my loss, okay, that I didn't enjoy the film. I had to buy a ticket, pay for it, to go watch it.
Because when I hear Marvel, I'm ready to give away 1,000 rupees. I'm ready to give away 2,000 rupees per ticket.
Because I'm a Marvel fan. I go see every movie. I buy every DVD. The little case y'all put together, I go buy that.
The movie theater had 1 million Captain Marvel showtimes, and none of them were sold out.
I don't know where to fucking start. You know, I went in with an open mind, just like I did with Aquaman.
This film would have been 10 times better if they didn't release it.
If this is what the rest of Marvel comic book superhero movies gonna be like, I'm just not gonna go to the theater.
I'm like, wait till you see the movie, and then I'm pretty sure you gonna give a damn about Captain Marvel.
We're talking female Ghostbusters reboot and The Last Jedi here.
What I can't understand is why did they think that it was a sensible idea to actually make it a woman?
So when it was announced that outspoken intersectional feminist Brie Larson would be starring as Captain Marvel, people began to be suspicious that perhaps Marvel would be following in the footsteps of Sony and Disney.
There's something about her being a feminist and having feminist views and people taking offense to a lot of the stuff she was saying. And apparently your views on this film now reflect your views on women as a whole. And personally, as a woman myself, I can honestly say that I don't give a.
This is not about sex or gender or whatever it is. This is literally about the character.
Brie Larson just isn't a superhero.
Brie Larson in this movie was infuriating. She was just not a good fit for the role.
She just seems so petite, and I just don't find her physically very intimidating at all.
I'm a warrior hero, and I'm gonna be the one that saves everyone. It was a big turnoff to me, and I know I'm basically some of the target audience.
Oh yay, she's one of us. I love this movie. No.
This movie is called Captain Marvel, not women shitting all over men.
It was like the whole undertone was like evil white men. That's what it was.
Hey, white people and men, it's 2019. You know what that means? You're not welcome anywhere.
This has nothing to do with the white male thing or any of that. It has nothing to do with the Rotten Tomatoes thing. I'm just telling you how I felt.
We don't need to bring political stuff into superhero movies. They should be an escape from reality, not a reflection.
But I guess because I didn't like this movie, that makes me a sexist.
It felt like propaganda, and the points they wanted to get and address were a priority, and the superhero stuff was at the bottom.
The beginning of this film was just not a good way to start the film because it just tunes you out.
Like everything just felt off.
Yeah.
It felt like autopilot. Like the movie was made on autopilot.
There's like a lot of flashbacks and, you know, flash forwards of like, you know, who she is today, and then it goes back to who she used to be, then it goes back to who she is today.
There's no flow in the movie. There's no flow. The flow is not in a straight line. It's going in bits and cuts, bits and cuts, bits and cuts, bits and cuts.
90% of the movie was like, what? Like, what?
We get glimpses of her past and we get little flashbacks, but honestly, she can't figure out who she is, and neither can the audience.
Great, we don't know what she does or doesn't know about her past, what she does or does not remember, if she even knows she's from Earth, if she knows she's part human. Frustration is the biggest trial she has to face.
It's like, why am I supposed to give a shit about this character? What I know about her is not that interesting or charming, and it's out of order.
Then they're going to throw her in as an Avenger into the movie Endgame? Really? That was their decision? Wow.
Because of that, when we see the Endgame bits, it's kind of like, okay, well, she's just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like she just got like a pass up to the top without really letting the viewers see her get to that level.
This was unacceptable. You have introduced us to a character that the producers themselves are touting as the new face of the MCU.
And Blanky McBlankerson is the best you can give us.
And it's very hard for us to believe that Captain Marvel, that hasn't been really established within 10 years, is the one that's just gonna jump in and be the strongest one, strong enough to even beat Thanos.
Not for 1 second do I believe that that snotty brat is going to defeat Thanos. I cannot buy that.
If this woman deals the final blow to Thanos, I'm gonna be pissed.
If she takes out Thanos, there's gonna be a riot. There's gonna be a riot, and I'm gonna be the one leading the charge.
It's just kind of like things are going on, and she's strong, and she's always been strong.
She is OP as fuck. She is so powerful out of nowhere, like it's ridiculous. Her weakness is her becoming too strong, basically. That doesn't work.
But then she's like, I got this, guys. I'm so great, and I can do anything.
She should have had some weaknesses, and most definitely should have fought Ronin.
They don't give her a strong villain so that she can bang, smash, and destroy.
She's fighting the weakest people I've ever seen in the galaxy, bro.
And you find out that the Skrulls were actually the good guys.
Man, I'm done. I'm done with this movie. Really? Really? Skrulls are illegal aliens now?
They're just persecuted and they have families.
And they have families.
They have families.
They're just like you and me.
Yeah, and they like to play pinball.
But also some of the humor just didn't work. There was a thing with the lunchbox. It was, what? Come on.
So my favorite part is the male pilot who's like, it's called a cockpit for a reason. Said no one ever.
You do know why they call it the cockpit, right? I'm just like, cringe. Just, ugh.
Legit a scene where they're doing a biopsy with an alien body, and the doctor there is like, how's your eye doing? It was as if they were looking at the camera, like winking really hard. How's your eye, Nick Fury? It was just too over the top for me.
Oh, and don't let me get started with the freaking cat. Started off, the cat.
The last time he trusted someone was him picking up a cat?
Nick Fury's eye was taken out by a cat.
You want to be a whole diva now?
She's not up there enough.
Fine.
Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury was wasted, pushed to the side, shown up in the background. Like, why does it always have to be the black guy that has to be the comedic relief in movies? Like, can't they just be treated with some decency and respect?
And the action sucks. The action sucks.
Action scenes were just completely anticlimactic. I'm like, well, what is going on here?
The fight scenes.
They range from too goddamn dark to see shit to I'm gonna zoom in and quick cut everything.
Yep. Your film is in fucking trouble when the comedy scenes between Samuel L. Jackson, Brie Larson, and the cat is more humorous and more engaging and more entertaining than the climax sequence.
Even when she gets her powers, it's boring. I've never in my life experienced that ever.
That's the climax of the film. That's the main character thinking, wait a minute, I've cracked the code. I know how to escape. Click. Oh, got it. Okay, now I'm unstoppable now.
I've been fighting with one hand tied behind my back this whole time. What happens when I'm completely unleashed?
You're not doing it justice. You're saying it with too much emotion right now.
Oh, my bad.
You gotta be more bland.
She got her emotions under control. What was that? When did it ever tie into like, oh no, her emotions really got her in trouble with her powers? It's like, when? If anything, there's a scene like where she could blow open this door and she lets Samuel Jackson like do this whole thing with a fingerprint and tape, and he's like, you let me do that whole thing? And she's like, want to see what you can do. Like, she's unbelievably patient.
Where the hell was she in all the other MCU films? If Mans is so strong, if when the Chitauri were attacking in the first Avengers, where was she? Nick Fury's gonna be like, no, we don't need her. It's just an alien invasion. No, we don't need the big guns. We don't need the big guns. We don't need Captain Marvel. The world was coming to an end at that point. When Ultron came, why wasn't he calling her?
I don't know. It just made no sense to me. It was like anything could happen in this film. There were no consequences. I was never worried and I never related to the main character.
This is a mediocre film. Not at all expected and not at all humbled after watching that movie. Not at all satisfied.
Jokes, whack. Fighting, whack. Most of the movie, whack.
This was just so dull, so boring, so bland.
This is probably the first Marvel film ever
Yeah.
that I have not cracked a smile. during the entire film. I was that checked out.
The best part, seriously, was in credit scene. The mid in credit scene.
What I think is the worst part is the writing. It is so expository. It's like they forgot this is a movie. We have pictures as well. We can use images to tell our story. They're like, no, the pictures are just background. We're gonna have them say all the words they need to say.
They're like telling you what to feel half the time.
Yeah.
They're like it's almost like someone telling you, and then in the story this happens, and then in the story this happens, but they're never letting it just happen.
And I didn't feel like the directors behind it had any extra input than just making the movie.
My question to the directors of Captain Marvel, Ryan Fleck and Anna Boden, where is the villain of the film? Where is the villain of the film? Where is the villain? Where is the villain?
I can't even talk right now.
I'm giving this 1 out of 5 woos. There's nothing in it redeemable for me. Nothing. I'll never watch it again.
Do you know where they get the Avengers name? I'm sure many of you already guessed it. They get it from Captain Marvel. That is her nickname. How can you be that disrespectful? This woman, this movie is poop.